let's see what we got next. Okay. Question. Andrew and Bobby, what is one of your favorite stories or experiences of playing with jacks? Bobby, I'm going to put that one to you.
To me, my favorite story of playing with jacks, you got to help me.
Okay. I got to try and think of something. I probably should.
Think of something, and I'll flesh it out.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Sean Pierce, for stumping us. Okay, favorite stories or experiences of playing with jacks. I mean, I know there's a lot of pretty good stories that came off of that first tour, obviously. I mean,
it's good times out on the
I like the Big Pro story. I mean, I like the Big Pro story. That's a good one. We bought this we had this tour where we got really kind of pyro obsessed, and we decided to buy lots and lots of fireworks.
The bus driver was obsessed.
The bus driver was actually obsessed with fireworks.
Turned us on,
yeah. So we bought this firework called the Big Pro, which was really just like it was a cardboard box filled with mortars. Yeah. We were on tour with Panic at the Disco at the time, and like for whatever reason, like Panic at the Disco's tour manager like just hated us and was always chastising us and trying to take away our backstage privileges and all this kind of it. It was pretty funny. We felt like we were kids going to the principal pretty often on that tour, and so it's sort of right around the same time that who was the band that was playing with us at the time that dropped off? It was an English band, whatever. They dropped off the tour. Block Party. They dropped off the tour. Cobra Starship picked up. Right around this time, we started we were in so much trouble with the Panic at the Disco camp so regularly that we decided we wanted to start blowing off fireworks, like in the parking lot. So we got the Big Pro out
as we left.
So we got the Big Pro out, and we lit it with the bus running, and literally, I'm telling you, it was like a professional fireworks display. I mean, it looked professional. There's actually a clip of it in like the La 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 Road video. There's a clip of the first shot of the Big Pro. So long and short is we got in our bus and we just took off and watched the fireworks going. We were pretty impressed with ourselves. And then the next day, we found out that the Cobra Starship guys had been detained by the police for a little while because they were the ones who got saddled with the responsibility. Sorry, Gabe, we didn't mean to. So that was one of my. I mean, that's a good road story. I think hopefully that will
I think that'll do for
tickle your fancy, Sean. For me, a book that I've read recently that enjoyed and was inspired by. I'm actually in the middle of a book right now. I'm kind of like yoga obsessed at the moment, and there's this guy BKS Iyengar who wrote a book called Light on Life, which is kind of his tale of his experiences of bringing yoga up from India in like the 50s and 60s. It's something I've been kind of into lately. Let's see. Do you ever play pranks on other bands when you're on the road, and what's the best one? Well, I got a good story about it.
You do?
Well, I mean, there was a crew to band member prank session on the last tour that didn't go so well.
You're talking about marker on the face after being passed out? That's
exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Do you is that a wound you don't want opened here? Or,
no. Well,
we have a guy named Ryan that tours with us. He's kind of the youngest. He's the young buck on the bus, and he made the mistake of falling asleep pretty wasted one night, and so people drew all over his face and his shoes, and I think he was pretty bummed out about it. And then later in the tour, actually while I was gone for a night, Bobby fell asleep in the front of the bus, and he exacted his revenge on Bob, but I think it didn't go as well. I don't think but it happens.
Yeah, it happens.
Pranks were played, and I think what we learned from that is that we don't like to play pranks on tour anymore as a result.
We never really have. There was some
we've never really been. The worst prank ever. The worst prank ever was by the Fray to Jack's Mannequin on our last night on tour, when their prank was not really a prank, but really just kind of like a
sabotage,
hysterical or not hysterical sabotage. Okay. Question: what did you want to be when you grew up? I hate to say it, kids. Rock star. All I really ever cared to do.
Park ranger?
Not a park. That was good, Bobby. I like that. Okay, so favorite place to go on holiday? Well, I had the delightful experience of going to Bali once, which was pretty amazing. Well, What type of yoga is my favorite? I'm currently practicing or getting into practicing Ashtanga yoga. Thank you for that thoughtful question, Hillary. I feel like I'm pretty bad at this. I don't know.
What's Ashtanga yoga?
It's just kind of like a more regimented form of yoga, but I don't know. That would take us all day, but it's awesome. Yeah. You should look into it. I'm going to have Ashtanga teachers out on this tour. Come on, Bobby. Come join us. You want to get your stretch on with us?
I'll be in that sauna.
Yeah, you sauna, I yoga. Beautiful. Why do you use proper nouns like Madeline in so many of your songs? That is a really good question, and I'm pretty sure after this record is done, I will never do it again. But I don't know. I like to write about people. I find people fascinating, and so I think it's just always something that I've done. But again, I think the two on this record is sort of, that might be the the last. Can you tell us about the bonus track Locked Doors? Yes, I can actually. Locked Doors was the song. It was the first. It was the first Jack's Mannequin song that was ever recorded as kind of Jack's Mannequin. It was. I went in the studio with my producer, a longtime producer, Jim Wirt, and I'd written this song. It was sort of right in the time that Something Corporate were sort of reaching our hiatus, and I don't know. I think it was sort of symbolic of trying to break through this block that I felt like I had into something new and something exciting, and I think recording it was really the moment where I went, wow, I like this recording kind of on my own in the studio, and yeah, and it's on the Best Buy the Best Buy version of the record if you get a chance to check it out. It's I think it's pretty cool. I don't know. What do you think? Should we do another song right now? Should we answer a couple more questions? I think I'm pretty bad at this live stream. I wish you could see your faces. You just look like blue names and black text. Okay, Brandon Casper. Okay, Brandon Casper. What advice would you give to an up-and-coming band that is trying to get their name out there? How did you approach getting your music out there at the beginning? Play a lot. Practice a lot.
Drop out of school.
Drop out of school. And sell your soul to the devil. Yeah, I think for me, I had a pretty unique and special experience because I was in high school when I sort of got into the band that I wanted to sort of pursue music with. And I think when you're in a scenario like high school or college or whatever, where you already have a lot of peers and a lot of people surrounding you, it becomes easier to get people to come to shows. So what we did was we would book a show like once every month or two. We practice our asses off all the time, and we would just hit up all of our friends and have them hit up their friends, and we would try and get people to come to the show. And I know there's so many other tools at your disposal these days online, and I recommend using every single one of them, but I don't think any of them take the place of practicing and getting really good live. I mean, just you heard it from Bob.
Just drop out of school and then see what happens. Go with it. I definitely have to just play all the time.
And drop out of school.
And the only way to do that is to drop out of school. So
yeah, something like that.
You gotta sacrifice a few things.
If you could eat a meal for the rest of your life, what would it be? It would probably be a pasta dish of some sort for me.
Yeah, with probably nothing on it, but maybe some.
Are you saying I'm a plain pasta eater? What are you accusing me of?
Maybe some oil.
That's a pre-show thing, so I don't damage the stomach. Nobody likes you burping at the concert, Come on, Bob. I like exciting pasta dishes. This just isn't fair. All right, we're gonna do another song for you guys. What do you do on the road when you're not playing shows? Take shit from this guy mainly. I think is
all day long.
All day long. All right, we're gonna do the first single off this fine record, or at least one we hope you think is a fine record. It's called My Racing Thoughts.